Leading lines, frames, and visual flow are essential tools for guiding the viewer's eye through a street photograph. These elements help transform a moment into a clear visual experience, allowing the story to unfold naturally within the frame. Leading lines are visual paths that direct attention. Streets, sidewalks, railings, shadows, crosswalks, and architectural edges naturally guide the eye. When used intentionally, leading lines pull the viewer toward the subject or through the scene, creating movement and purpose. In street photography, leading lines often exist without being obvious. A row of windows pointing toward a figure, a curb guiding the eye across the frame, a shadow stretching toward a gesture. Training yourself to notice these subtle lines strengthens composition without making images feel forced. Frames create structure within the chaos of the street. Doorways, windows, arches, reflections, and gaps between objects can all act as natural frames. Framing isolates the subject while keeping context intact. It adds focus without removing environment. Effective framing feels discovered rather than constructed. Instead of placing a subject into a frame deliberately, many strong street photographs come from waiting as people move into existing frames. This preserves authenticity and improves timing. Visual flow is how the viewer's eye moves through the photograph. Strong images guide the eye smoothly from one element to another. Weak images cause the eye to get stuck or exit the frame too quickly. Flow is created through repetition, balance, contrast, and direction. A gesture pointing inward keeps attention contained. A line leading out of the frame can weaken impact unless used intentionally. Paying attention to where lines begin and end improves cohesion. Street photography often benefits from diagonal flow rather than straight lines. Diagonals feel dynamic and energetic. They reflect the natural movement of people and the unpredictability of public spaces. Foreground, midground, and background relationships also affect flow. When elements overlap thoughtfully, the eye moves between layers. This creates depth and engagement rather than flatness. Negative space plays a supporting role. Open areas allow the eye to rest and reset before moving on. This balance between detail and simplicity keeps images readable even when scenes are complex. Reflections and shadows add invisible lines that influence flow. Reflections can redirect attention back into the frame. Shadows can connect unrelated elements and unify composition. One effective practice is to observe without shooting. Look at a scene and trace where your eye travels. Ask what pulls you in and what pushes you out. This awareness transfers directly into stronger photographs. Leading lines and frames should serve the story, not dominate it. Overly obvious composition can feel rigid or artificial. The best street photographs feel natural while remaining visually intentional. As you develop this skill, composition becomes intuitive. You no longer consciously search for lines or frames. You feel when a scene works. The camera responds to that feeling. When leading lines, framing, and visual flow align, the photograph becomes easy to experience. The viewer is guided without effort. The story unfolds without explanation. Mastering these tools allows you to communicate more clearly and more confidently. The street remains unpredictable, but your ability to organize it within the frame becomes reliable. That reliability is what turns moments into strong, lasting street photographs.